This week's Parsha Emor starts off with God telling Moshe to speak to Aaron's sons, the Kohanim, and instruct them about some of the special laws applicable to a Kohen. In particular, concerning the death of a family member, or to whom a Kohen may marry. God specifically uses the word Emor, speak, to relay his instruction to Moshe. Why does God notably use Emor for telling over his instruction, as opposed to other possible words that are commonly used, such as Dvar? God actually uses the word Emor as a root several times in his instruction to Moshe. As such, Rashi understands that these multiple mentions imply that Moshe needed to warn the Kohanim that they needed to be extra careful in following these laws. This required the older Kohanim to meticulously teach these laws to the younger Kohanim, so that they too would learn to be extra careful. However, as we've previously learned, Emor means to softly speak, or address the other person or groups of people, without being unduly harsh. If this is the case, then why should we understand in our verse that Moshe needed to speak to the Kohanim firmly, or possibly even harshly, when teaching his message? And if the instruction was to be done in a soft manner, then why would it be good enough to be given over softly if the topics were so serious? The tone of the instruction was not a reflection of the seriousness of the mitzvah, but rather a reflection of the audience. Some people need to be convinced or pushed to act in a certain manner. When speaking to them, they need to be told in a firm and forceful way to ensure that they will do as they are told. Other people are already ready to do what is told, but are just needing direction on what to do. The Gemara says in a few different places, Kohanim zvizinheim. The priests are vigilant with regard to mitzvot. Even though the Gemara's remark was concerning the priests in relation to their special work in the Beit HaMikdash, the Kohanim took great pride in their position and status and jealously guarded it. So by nature, the Kohanim would be extra careful and vigilant in relation to anything concerning their position and status. Therefore, Moshe only needed to mention it, even in a soft voice, and the Kohanim would take what he had said very seriously and make sure that they and any Kohen would properly follow it. As such, calling the Parsha Emor is a very fitting name. Besides the instruction to the Kohanim concerning the death of a family member or to whom they may marry, other topics found in the Parsha consist of blemishes in an offering or a Kohen, sanctifying God's name, and the festivals. Just like the first topics, these two are topics that people don't need to be spoken to firmly, as they are dear to people's hearts. It is only enough to mention what needs to be done, and people will gladly follow wholeheartedly. Shabbat Shalom.